I welcome class 7 student. This is class 7. Subject is chemistry and title of chapter is physical and chemical change. Students, we will cover this chapter and here you can see the learning objectives and outcome. Students, please follow the mouse cursor. I am painting the mouse cursor in yellow color. In this chapter, you will learn physical and chemical change, formation of a new product with new property, differentiating between physical and chemical change, classification as a physical and chemical change, type of change involved when there is a change of state of matter, type of change involved when there is change of energy. Learning outcome of this chapter, students will be able to differentiate between physical and chemical change, perform activity related to physical and chemical change, classify changes according to their choice and as per their property. They will classify changes like respiration, preparation of sugar solution, burning of paper, spoilage of food, and they will also discuss a chemical change in which new substance with new properties are formed. Now, change is an important event of nature. Every moment several changes takes place and we are very curious to know about the reason behind the change. Some changes there are common we observe in nature and in our surrounding, like change of climate, change of day and night, rainfall, digestion of food. But how many types of changes are there? You can see there are different type of changes and there are different type of examples. Students, you can follow. A raw mango is green but it turns yellow on ripening. Similarly, you can see second example. A sapling is a very small size plant but it becomes larger as the time passes by. Third one, a molten wax is soft but it becomes hard on cooling. Number 4, water changes to ice when it is kept in freezer for a few hours. Similarly, there are many changes. We can also see that our earth revolves around the sun regarding a mean position, and day and night also happen. Now students, we can also say that there are many types of changes and there is always a reason behind every change. So let us go directly to type of changes and on what basis they are actually classified. First type of change here you can see is slow and fast change. Now what is actually slow change and what is fast change? Change that takes place very slowly. It means the change that takes longer duration of time to complete are slow change. Fast change means very quick change. Very quick change means the change which takes very less time to complete. Let us see some examples regarding this. A young man growing old, it takes a few years. Evaporation of water from lake through continuous heating takes hours. Germination of seeds takes days. Rusting of iron, these all are actually very slow change because they are not completed in a few seconds or in a few minutes. Similarly, we can see here the change that takes place very quickly. It means in very short interval of time, very fast. These are called fast change. Now take the example of fast change, like when you burn a paper, it gets fire quickly. When you inflate a balloon and prick it with a pin, it bursts very easily. The firecracker in Diwali bursts very easily. Lightning of electric bulb. As soon as you switch on the electric, bulb glows. These are actually very fast change. We can also see there are some natural and man-made changes. Natural change means we are not behind it. Natural change is caused by God or nature. Like some of the changes take place in nature by itself. We are not doing anything in it. These are called natural change, and example of natural changes are here: earthquake, growth of living organism, volcano. These are actually natural change. Another change that occur due to effort of human being means we do the change are called man-made change. Man-made change means making of a kite from paper, preparation of a chapati roti from wheat flour. These are actually man-made change. Like if you are preparing a pencil from wood, this is also man-made change. Similarly, there are periodic and non-periodic changes. Changes that are repeated at regular interval of time again and again are periodic change. Like change of day and night. It means after each day there is a night, and after each night there is a day. Similarly, change of season, winter, summer, spring, they all comes in regular interval each year. Similarly, full moon and new moon nights. Similarly, we can also see there is a clock or there is a time. Students in our school also, you can see there is first period, there is tiffin, there is short break, then there is a last period, again there is first period, next day. Similarly, we can also see, please student follow the mouse cursor, changes that are not repeated at regular intervals, they are called non-periodic change, like landslide, earthquake. In example of earthquake, we do not know when earthquake will come. Similarly, headache. Similarly, fever. These are non-periodic change. And epidemic, a sudden shower of rain. These are also non-periodic change. Like similarly, there are many other changes. We can also see one is desirable change, another is undesirable change. Desirable change that are useful to us. It means we want that change to happen. These are called desirable change. And those changes we do not want to take happen or we have no benefit, that are called undesirable change. Similarly, like when we burn a gas, it produces heat so that we can cook food. This is desirable change. Similarly, floods and epidemic are undesirable change. It means we do not want that change to take place. Students, we will go to next point. You can see here, I am pointing the mouse cursor, like cutting of tree is desirable for those who need wood for cooking, but it is undesirable because it creates pollution. Similarly, second thing, burning of a fuel for cooking is desirable, but burning of a building is undesirable. Timely arrival of rain is desirable, otherwise it is undesirable as it causes floods and destruction. Next type of change is reversible and irreversible change. Now, when a change in substance can be reversed by changing the condition, it is called reversible change. Like for example, we can see if you have water and if you heat the water, you will get a steam. Now, if you cool the steam, you will get water. Similarly, again there we can take another example. If we have a glass of water, if you keep the glass of water in a refrigerator or fridge, it will cool down to ice. And if you heat the ice will melt down to water. There are also some examples of reversible change, like glowing of electrical bulb, stretching of rubber band, plowing of a field, vaporization of water. These all can be reversed. When you stretch a rubber band, it grows in length, but when you leave the rubber band, it will come back to original size. Similarly, students, we will see irreversible change. If a change cannot be brought back to its original state after a change, it is said to be irreversible change. On burning a piece of paper, it changes to ash. It is irreversible change because paper cannot be brought back from the ash. Let us take some example of irreversible change. Grinding of wheat or corn into flour, cooking of food, like for example, if you have some wheat and if you are preparing some chapati and roti from the wheat, you cannot get the wheat back from the chapati. Next is physical and chemical change. Physical and chemical change are two important type of change. Students, please pay attention to that physical change. I am pointing the yellow mouse cursor in the right hand side of your screen. A physical change is a temporary change in which no new substance is produced. Students, remember, we have read this in class 6 also. In physical change, no new substance is formed and the composition of original substance remains the same. The interconversion of a state of matter is a physical change. Like, if you take some example, if we have some water and keep it in a refrigerator, it freezes into ice, and if you heat the ice, it will melt down to water again. Now there is no change in chemical composition. Ice and water both are same. Similarly, that is called physical change. Students, you will see this particular activity. Put some ice cube in a dry glass tumbler and place it on table for a few minutes. Note down in your notebook what do you observe, what is happening here. We will see that ice cube melts down to form water, and we can again put the water in a fridge to get back the ice cubes. Now a cold electric iron becomes hot when current is passed through it. A hot iron is used for pressing cloth, but when the flow of current is stopped, the hot iron becomes cold. Similarly, preparation of sugar solution is a physical change, as sugar can be easily recovered from its solution by the process of crystallization, and we will also read about the crystallization in later chapter. Students, please check this activity number 6. Take some carrot and cut one carrot into pieces. You can see, although the shape and size of carrot has changed, but the taste is similar and carrot remains the same. We can see that there is no difference in color or taste. It means the property of carrot are present in its pieces, although its size and shape change. Hence, we can say physical changes only affect the physical form of a substance, and the property of final product remains identical to the property of original substance. Generally, the change can be reversed, but not always. In example of carrot mentioned above, once the carrot is cut into pieces, the original carrot cannot be obtained again. Physical change can be explained more easily by the following example. We will see example activity number 7. So in this activity number 7, check this. A few examples, actually 4 examples are given. Let us discuss that example number 1. Take a balloon and blow it. Take care that it does not burst. Then the shape and size of balloon changes. Now let the air escape the balloon. You will see that balloon returns back to its original shape. Check this example number 2. Take a piece of paper, cut it into 4 square pieces, cut each square piece into 4 more square pieces. We will see that gradually we will find smaller and smaller bits of paper, but the papers remains the same. Example number 3. Take some dough and make a ball. Try to roll out as a roti. Maybe you are not happy with the shape, but you can also return the roti back to dough. Example number 4. To observe a physical change with help of a chalk dust, crush some pieces of chalk as dust. Roll this dust into paste by mixing some water. What you will get? You will see that we still have the chalk. Therefore, these all 4 examples are of physical change. Let us see activity number 8. Take a glass of water, put some salt in water and stir it. The salt dissolves and makes the water salty, but there is no change in appearance of water. This shows that salt retains its property and composition. This further indicates that on mixing salt with water, no new substance is formed. So dissolution of salt in water is a physical change. Now heat the solution. Water evaporates, leaving the salt behind. Students, you can see some figure. We have the figure of example we have seen on the last page. A carrot cut into many pieces remains the carrot. Water on freezing changes to ice and ice can change back to water again. Similarly, in this figure you can see we will dissolve the solution of sugar into water, remains the same. After evaporation, water goes out and we will get the sugar. Now students, let us perform an activity which is activity number 9. Please check the mouse cursor painted in yellow in the left hand side of your screen. Take some solid ammonium chloride in a test tube and heat it gently. You will observe that solid changes into vapor. When the vapor touches the upper cooler part of the test tube, it changes back to solid ammonium chloride. Students, please check, this is the figure. Here we are performing that particular experiment. Now what actually it confirms? It confirms that no new substance is formed, only a change of state takes place. The change is temporary and reversible. So we can say that solid on heating changes to gas and gas on cooling changes to solid. Now the process of changing a solid directly into gas without going to a liquid state is called sublimation. The solid substance formed after cooling of vapor is called sublimate. So we can summarize the property or characteristics of a physical change. Students, you can see here first property, and students, please try to memorize this point because these are very important points. No new substance is formed. There is no change in chemical composition of the substance. The property of substance remains the same. The change is temporary and can be reversed by changing the condition. There may be change in state, size, shape, color and smell. There may or may not be exchange of energy during a physical change. There are some also examples of physical change like melting of ice, melting of butter, growing of a bulb, cutting of grass, now beating of metal into sheets, magnetization of iron. There are many examples of physical change. Students, please go through the points given here because these are very important points and you will need these points in the examination also. Now we can see terms involved in physical change. First point is dissolving. Dissolving is a process in which a substance known as solute mixes completely with other substance which is called solution and which is called solvent, and solution is formed. So we can say solute plus solvent is solution. Now another is freezing. Freezing is a process in which substance changes from liquid to solid state. What is freezing point? Freezing point is a temperature at which a particular liquid changes to solid state. Similarly, another term here is melting. Melting is a process in which substance changes from solid to liquid state. Melting point is a temperature at which solid starts to melt to liquid state. Next term is actually boiling. Boiling is a process in which a liquid on heating changes to its vapor state. And what is actually boiling point? Boiling point is a temperature when liquid starts to change into vapor state. Evaporation, the process due to which a substance in liquid changes to vapor state at any temperature below its boiling point. Students, please check the point below its boiling point. Example, water from river, lake, pond changes to vapor state due to evaporation. Next point is condensation. Condensation is a process in which a vapor or gas changes to liquid, and condensation point is a temperature when gas starts to change into liquid. Although we can see that there are some similarity in evaporation and boiling, but there are some differences also. Evaporation is a slow change, boiling is a fast change. Evaporation takes from surface, boiling takes place from all parts of the liquid. Evaporation takes place at all temperature. Boiling takes place at fixed temperature. Now, condition affecting the evaporation. Rate of evaporation depends on following points. Nature of liquid. Some liquid evaporate faster, some evaporate slower. Surface area. Evaporation takes place from surface of the liquid. Hence, if the surface area of liquid increases, evaporation increases. Temperature. With increase in temperature, the process of evaporation increases. Students, I have also provided you the PDF. Please go through that PDF. Next point is humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in air. If humidity is very high, evaporation will be slow, and if the air is dry, the evaporation will be faster. Wet clothes dry faster during summer season because of this reason. Now, what is boiling? We can say that boiling is extreme form of evaporation. Now, students, go through the video again and again, replay the video, and in coming session we will start the point which is here given, that is chemical change. Till then, revise the syllabus, and if you have any doubts and comment, write in the comment box. I will answer your question. Till then, students,